All right, so this is a suggestion via donation. The name of the song is State of the Union by the artist Marlon Craft. We've encountered him on the channel before, I think one time. I think the name of the song was Gang Shit, I think. All right, listen, he's dope, without a doubt, right? Like, so we have the lyrics pulled up just in case we need them. Let's encounter it together, guys. Let's see what we're doing today. All right. No. Hey, sir, the flag is upside down, sir. Did you know that? But I mean, it is your right, sir. You know, I think that falls under the First Amendment. I think so.
The state of the union is that there isn't one. If a house divided can't stand, we've been sitting, but sitting officials letting you starve and die. They say for a party, I say it's dogma to America's awful lie. Sniffing the party line, intoxicated from
sniffing the party's line, referring to most likely taking a line of something, some type of narcotic. He's referring to it as a drug.
For a party, I say it's dogma to America's awful lie. Sniffing the party line, intoxicated from white. That fake superiority created by authority to convince the parts he's still one cast up. Cause at least you're not black.
Hold on, guys.
Created by authority to convince the parts he's still one cast up. Cause at least you're not black. And if at least you're not that.
I mean, that's an interesting phenomenon. I will say, though, it is, honestly, it's, you know, living in all the countries that I've lived in my life, right? I can tell you right now, that is prevalent pretty much everywhere. So I would definitely say that that's a thing, right? You kind of have to, I don't want to tiptoe around it, guys. You get what I mean? But like, there are some people who legitimately think that they are better because they have a different skin tone, but they have the same socioeconomic situation. You get what I mean? And that's I find that odd, guys, right? When in all actuality, the people who are in the same, he's using the term caste, right? But I think in all actuality, the people who are in the same, economic state should have almost the same exact issues, right? Don't let the nonsense, yes, lead you. You get what I mean? Let's get it.
Convince the parts he's still one cast up. Cause at least you're not black. And if at least you're not that, then if you see and got mad that the elite don't backs of your labor, you point at your neighbor instead of up. To keep you off track, they told you your sins weren't sins, but beneath that hatred is shame. Your humanity was picked and sold with the cotton of slave. System is fucked. We benefit passively, white liberals and such. Make a social identity from.
I mean, don't get me started with that shit. Like, I mean, okay, so we start talking about that like specific thing. I mean, there are people in America, right, who fight for things that they don't really understand, right? And referring to kind of the liberal section of America, let's say, of European descent, yes, they fight for causes at times that they don't really know about, but then yet they still talk about them, but have never had someone that doesn't look like them eating at their dinner table. I don't know. I can't explain it. It's a weird phenomenon. But either way, guys, we're here.
Weren't sins, but beneath that hatred is shame. Your humanity was picked and
also, it's really similar to like the people who hate guns, right? In America, they've never fired a gun. They don't understand the gun, and they hear the term semi-automatic, and they just go crazy. Bro, every gun is semi-automatic. Almost every gun on the planet is semi-automatic right now, almost, right? So that's not a thing, okay? But all right, and also AR doesn't mean assault rifle. All right, let's get it.
It's the parts, he's still one cast up. Cause at least you're not black. And if at least you're not that, then if you see and got mad that the elite don't backs of your labor, you point at your neighbor instead of up. To keep you off track, they told you your sins weren't sins, but beneath that hatred is shame. Your humanity was picked and sold with the cotton of slave. System is fucked. We benefit passively, white liberals and such. Make a social identity from giving a fuck. But that privilege they may acknowledge, they ain't giving it up. We ain't living it much. The ego's driving the car, and it just depends on where it got its license. How many of us really choose our own thoughts and vices? You don't get paid, but you're a walking advertisement. Right. Made us all addicted to fame so that we work for free. Millions factors cause their schools ain't teach them how to find them. If they get to choose, they pick the ones that their wants align with. Can you track your opinion to its origin? If not, I then we move without intent. They profit when we not.
Where's he from? I forgot. Like, I mean, guys, tell me in the comments where he's from. Then. Hold on. Is he from New York?
Can you track your opinion to its origin? If not, then we move without intent. They profit when we not decisive. Rappers been lazily referencing the Matrix for years. Who knew algorithms would really dictate what we cheer? Too lazy to care, afraid to look inward. We live in our own noose, for we live in our own truth.
We live in our own noose, or we live in our own truth. Guys.
Lazy to care, afraid to look inward. We live in our own noose, for we live in our own truth. Fake tweets about how you love everyone. You won't even wear a mask to save somebody's grandmother. Entitled to the lies of freedom, you in denial. I seen this shit for a while, it's lethal, man, word to Dan Glover. You can't fake lightning, but you can plan thunder. Pay a racist brand before we pay attention. I sit in damn wonder. Yeah. And everyone talking generational wealth, but outside making money for ourselves. We won't give the next generation no help. May already be too late to save the fucking planet. If we don't stop playing, there won't be no more generations to help. We train people for survival of the fittest in traumatic conditions and sold them things that kill them. We made life into a gamble in the name of capitalism, then tried to hit the democracy switch when COVID hit, and now it's destined to fail. You can't abuse populations, leave them destitute and vacant, and then ask them to care about anything but their next move.
and that's a fact, I will say, because like legitimately when COVID hit, like I was in Spain, like specifically I was in Spain when it hit, and trust me when I say the response of the people in Spain versus the response of the people in America were absolutely different, right? Like 100%. Like for the most part, Spain, you know, we were locked down for real, bro. Right? I mean, I can almost say that I think if that was to happen in America, it wouldn't. First of all, it wouldn't happen because it would basically be like a countrywide martial law, right? But yeah, I mean, you can't abuse the populations, and guys, Marlon is different, guys.
Populations leave them destitute and vacant, and then ask them to care about anything but their next move. Our own nation to blame, so I get why we at the club. Still, I ain't say I'm not enraged, I want better from us. I just don't expect it. Trauma is cyclical, the most likely ones to neglect are the neglected. They have futures selling you Molly Lean, Percocet, and you think for a check they need a scheme on vaccine injections? A lot of the soft bigotry of low expectations, a lot of fetishization, celebrating regressive themes in the name of progression. And when something truly powerful come, it's hesitation. And there's this fishy correlation between what's considered cool and what profits for corporations. Rappers streaming tens of mils considered not as popping, cause on their
and see, that's why, like for example, this is why for the most part, I'm choosing right now to decline every single sponsorship request on this channel. Right? Because guys, I am so particular with which company I decide to work with. And when I say we have gotten so many sponsorship requests, you know, over these last like couple of months, it's ridiculous. If I was to tell you some of the companies that want in on this channel, guys, you'd be like, why aren't you not doing this, bro? No. All right. I'm trying to keep it real, if that makes any sense. Like if we need to, you know, take a sponsor eventually, right, we will, right? But it'll be extremely planned, if that makes any sense, right? This will be but long story short, I'm trying to not to like just completely flood the channel with sponsors because you guys are killing it. You get what I mean? So like in terms of you guys are watching the videos, definitely much appreciated. That helps a whole lot just by watching it for 20 seconds, guys. You get what I mean? So you guys are doing a good job. So as of right now, we don't need to take on sponsors.
Celebrating regressive themes.
So let's keep it real.
And when something truly powerful come, it's hesitation. And there's this fishy correlation between what's considered cool and what profits for corporations. Rappers streaming tens of mils considered not as popping, cause on their next endeavor, no label owns an option. So vacancy across the culture. So when they say they do it for it, man, I gotta wonder. The only culture is validate wins and win equals money. Truths like my chest in 06 is beneath with a rugby. I don't even like talking this direct. I ain't no book report ass rapper, but I object to the marriage to greed and clout without heat and doubt of what winning means. Ask why we on different teams, we don't play the same sport. Started getting to some places I've been trying to go and looking around like, yo, this ain't what I came for. So if I gotta give up what's righteous to get it, you can keep it. Fuck a popular lie, I'd rather be a truthful secret. Herd immunity, the truth is self-assessment. Truth is, if not for COVID, Trump would've won re-election in a landslide. So we invaded Armageddon for good old store brand depression. But if a leader more savvy and less sociopathic with true fascist aspirations come along, it's gonna be tragic. 74 million proved if the right rhetoric is used. We could end up on the wrong side of World War II, too.
Guys,
to defeat white supremacy, you gotta first want to defeat white supremacy. I don't think most of us really do. How many white mirror convos really bearing fruit? The only hope is that this
is the thing here. When it comes to any type of supremacy, keep this in mind. Every single group has people that are like that in them, right? If we're talking about people of African descent, there are definitely people of the supremacist brand in that specific group, or people of like Asian descent. Again, there are people that are like supremacists in that group. And if you talk about people of European descent, it's the same, guys. We need to get rid of all types of people thinking that they are better purely based off of the outside of their body. You get what I mean? It's weird. I don't know. All the supremacist talk just freaks me out, guys. Right? Because it's like, bro, why does that exist?
How many white mirror convos really bearing fruit? The only hope is that this moment in history looks the same in both timelines of what the end could be, whether this the infection rising up and we fight and quell, or if it outscraps us and humanity just dies and fails. It was always gonna get worse before it got better. Racism was never gonna go quietly to the night. It never will, but I do believe that it along with greed could make its way out of our institutions so that all are free one day. I ain't say that it will, but today looks like today in both versions of the story, so gon' grab you a quill. It depends what we do. There's only one person the future starts and ends with, it's you.
Ooh, guys, dope, absolutely. Okay. I don't like the fact that the flag's upside down, but I understand. He's saying that the country is in a sense in distress. He is absolutely entitled to his specific opinion because, America. You get what I mean? But all right. The song's absolutely dope. No complaints here. He has a lot of like super impressive talking points. Conversations that need to be had that unfortunately will most likely never be had. This video deserves at least 50,000 views in the first day, right? At least. It won't get it though, and I think that's the point. If that makes any sense. Well, he would like it to happen. If that makes any sense. Like for example, I know by posting this video, we're probably going to get maybe at most 2,000 views from this video within the first couple of days, right? And that's unfortunate. Seriously, because some of the best videos that I post on this channel literally have like 100 views on them. This is a message. I mean, this is a great conversation piece. The conversation needs to happen, but will people even hear this conversation? No. I'll tell you right now, no. And it's unfortunate, guys. Absolutely unfortunate. So the next one that we're doing from this series is part 2, right? With hopes that should be coming in the next couple of days, guys, all right? But other than that, let me know in the comments what I should be listening to from him, right? And I'll get to that as soon as I...